each time I encounter someone, I get more and more inspired. So we've had our first meeting in February. There was about 8 of us that attended, including Kimberly from Washington Community College. And we're scheduled to have we're talking about, in fact, we just talked about it earlier, having our next meeting in May. So we will we'll extend a broader invitation if you're interested in joining. But it's a great place for us to, again, brainstorm and approach an environment without pressure. What we are telling people and our colleagues is that you engage at the level that you can engage in. You don't have to, if you can't take on more work, you can't take on more work, but you can give us your thoughts, you can guide us, you can help us, giving us those little nuggets of information that are going to help us shape different environments. So that is what we invite you to. We'll send out information more broadly, and in that way, whoever would like to attend, we've had, 8 individuals that attended last time. And the first meeting we did in person. We want to keep it in person because we also want to build personal connections as we're evolving the work. So yeah, that's next. The third initiative that we have launched, or collaboration that we are launching and that we are working feverishly to share with the students, is the collaboration with the Neurodiversity Alliance. And so the Neurodiversity Alliance is a group that it's a national group that supports students, provides scholarships, opportunities, training, education. And I'm going to invite Lydia Pinto to join us to share the work that we're launching and to share what we hopefully will undertake in the next year with our students.
Thank you, Sandy, for that introduction. I'm super excited to talk about what we are bringing and how we're getting to partner with you guys at the University of Michigan. So really quickly, we're going to dive into what we are as an organization, what the partnership is going to look like, and what we are going to get to bring to your campus. So a little bit about us. The next slide. Am I supposed to click? Do I click? Is there a place for me to click? Is it this? Oh, fancy. Okay. Hi, everyone. Like Sandy said, my name is Lydia Pinto, and I am our program manager of campus leadership and chapter network. To sum it up, what I do as an organization is I work with high schools, colleges, and graduate programs all across the nation and help them build and support them as they run clubs for neurodiversity. I myself am a former chapter leader, which is one of our mentoring, or one of our programs called Eye to Eye Mentoring, as well as I'm a former club leader at my high school as well as at my college. And I'm one of our former interns and ambassadors, and I myself am neurodivergent. Yes. So today we're going to quickly talk about what the Neurodiversity Alliance is, the Neurodiversity Alliance, and then at Michigan, and so the difference between the two. So what the Neurodiversity Alliance is, we like to go by ND Alliance for short, and we are a nonprofit organization that partners with neurodiverse students and their schools all across the United States. We currently have one club in Puerto Rico, which is super fun to celebrate, but we have clubs located in all different states. You probably have no idea that this has been happening all over, but we have over 180 clubs nationwide. So we, as an organization, love to celebrate all forms of neurodiversity, not just specific ones, but these are some of the common neurodivergent identities that we have with our students in our programming. This can include anything under this category, whether it's dyslexia, dysgraphia, dyscalculia, all different processing, as well as executive functioning, autism, ADHD, anything that you can think of that falls under the umbrella of neurodivergent, we are celebrating at the org. So how we do this and how our organization runs is we focus on our pillars of impact. And this includes confidence in community, whether that's focusing on empowering through self-esteem, helping build a positive self-concept, working on the sense of belonging and group identification, as well as leadership and career readiness skills. We really love to empower our students and believe that they are the face of the movement, as well as help them work on collaboration skills, building professional skills for when they go off off into the career world, as well as resources and support. And so we offer a lot of kind of conversations, workshops about effective accommodations, how you advocate for yourself, whether that's in high school or in post-secondary, what that looks like, and then also what that looks like when you're getting into the career world. How do you advocate for yourself to your boss? Maybe it's your first time in a big girl job, like I like to say. How do you kind of advocate for yourself and understand what you need to be successful? We also talk a lot about awareness and advocacy. We have the opportunity to partner with a lot of different organizations to help inform policy, but also we as an organization do a lot of national campaigns. One we just recently did for Neurodiversity Celebration Week was called Cost of Stigma, and so that was to reduce the kind of stigma that we all hear about neurodiversity, the negative impacts of it, and we got to talk about what it looks like, and that happened at all of our clubs all around. So another great thing that we have is we want to be involved on campuses, but we also don't want someone to miss out if they don't have, maybe they're homeschooled or maybe they aren't on a physical campus, they're on internet school or whatever, online learning. We have our app. And so our app is available for any community members and all students. And on our app, we have resources, events, and we also have paid internships. If you weren't listening, now listen. Our internship application closes tomorrow. So if you know any neurodivergent students that are looking for an internship, have them look us up and find out, and they can apply on our app, as well as we also have neurodiversity scholarships, as well as more. We do events all the time. I want to say we about have one every single night of the week, and this continues in the school year, but also all the way through into the summer. So my favorite program that we offer is, of course, the Neurodiversity Alliance Clubs. I might be biased because that's what I get the opportunity to oversee, but we are the nation's largest network of school-based neurodiversity clubs for college, graduate, and high school students. And we are completely free to bring to any campus, to any school, whatever you want a club, we are there to bring it to you. But on top of that, we have a lot of other programs that we offer. So we have our National Leadership Paid Internships. Like I mentioned, the application deadline is coming. That is something that I got to experience when I was in college, and it completely transformed the trajectory of my life. So could not recommend it enough. Then we also have our neurodiversity scholarships. We don't ever want money to be a reason someone doesn't get the opportunity to achieve their dreams. And so that is the reason we have our scholarships. And then we also have indie speaking ambassadors. Later, if you're here for the panel, you'll get to meet one of our students who is one of our speaking ambassadors. And so we kind of build up and train different students to tell their story and their experience with their neurodiversity. Then we also have our middle school mentoring program, which is called Eye to Eye. And Eye to Eye is something where we pair a local college or a local middle or a local high school with a middle or elementary school, and they do art-based programming to talk about accommodations, self-advocacy, what it looks like to be neurodivergent. So now, the big announcement, the Neurodiversity Alliance is coming to the University of Michigan. That's something to celebrate. We are so excited. We have some incredible student leaders. I don't know if I'm supposed to spoil who they are, but Nico and Janan are going to be leading it, and they're also looking for other people to support them on their leadership team. But what this means is now we have a partnership with your school. We are able to kind of provide resources as well as a community where they're part of something here at the University of Michigan, but also something greater nationally. And so they get to make friends. Some of my best friends are all across the nation because of the Neurodiversity Alliance. And so I could not be more excited that we are getting to come here. And so with that, we're going to talk a little bit more about it in the student panel. But the other thing is we are really hopeful and that we have the opportunity now with the partnership with you guys, with the club, to eventually bring the Indie Alliance's Eye to Eye mentoring program to your campus. I've heard great things. This is my first time in Michigan. It's not as cold as I thought it was going to be, but I've heard incredible things about it, and that there's so many opportunities with the greater community around to impact and to connect with. And so we have that opportunity to eventually add Eye to Eye mentoring if that is something that anyone is interested in. What that looks like is it gives the school that you're mentoring the opportunity to be mentored by University of Michigan students. You get to see someone that you maybe have always dreamed of being. Growing up here, you would maybe always want to go to the University of Michigan, and they just want to have someone to look up to. And so with the Eye mentoring program, we have that opportunity for them to look up to the students. They also get access to a national network of ND professionals and peers and mentors. And then also all of mentors get attendance to our National Leadership Summit, or not mentors, sorry, chapter leaders get access to attend. This is something that we host in Colorado where all of our students come. We get to hang out, become best friends, and mentor as well as build a community. Then you also get access to internships, scholarships, and national events, whether these are in person or virtual. And then access to resources, tools, and swag to grow the neurodiversity movement here at the University of Michigan. So I could not be more excited for what we get to do here. That was kind of why they put me up here, just to share the exciting news. But if you want to learn more about the Neurodiversity Alliance or join, if you are a student and you are interested in being a member or a part of the club, you can scan here and apply and be registered that way. And then we will connect you to the student leaders. But I'm so excited and so just over the moon that we get to be here. So thank you guys so much for what you're doing.
We can take questions.
Yes, sorry,
First,
questions.
Are
Did not know.
Nico and Janan here?
Yes.
Stand
and
up.
Jananis.
Stand up, please. Stand up.
Let's celebrate Janan.
Janan is here.
And Nico,
Excellent.
I don't know where Nico is.
Nico will be here. No problem.
Yes.
Any questions?
Hi, Lydia.
Hi.
My question was, I'm starting the Neurodiversity Club at Eastern Michigan University. So I would love to know examples of how schools have collaborated together and also how they went beyond the campus to work in their local communities for the mission of the organization.
That's great. I saw you back there and was like, wait, I didn't know you went here. That's incredible. One way that we do a kind of pilot program that we've been having is in Florida. We have a couple of students as well as one of our interns. And so they are working to collaborate all the Florida schools together. They do Zooms kind of monthly together, and they're working on an in-person kind of collaboration event. I know Florida is quite large. So they're coming from all over and kind of working together to do campaigns, as well as they get to see their friends that they make that are club leaders, and they get to see each other closer because you're so close to each other when you're in the same state. But some of the ways that you can kind of partner together is definitely organizations and conferences like this. I think that is a huge tool, and I hope next year all Michigan clubs can come to this and be together. But I think one of the big ways is just you guys having the initiative as club leaders to want to get to know each other and network, because what you're doing at one club might work at your club or it might not. So you get to kind of share things that work really well or things that didn't work really well and kind of have that opportunity, especially with being like in a niche part of the state or a certain specific area. You might know what works better there than what might work in North Carolina or something like that. But I think that just the initiative of you even wanting to is going to transform that. But we definitely need to make sure you guys connect and get to know each other. But we'll do that after this. But great question. Any other questions? Oh, great. If you have any other questions or want any information, we do have a table which has flyers or different things that you can share, take back to your schools, or my card is over there if you have any other questions. But thank you.